On this episode of Penny's Hot Rod and Custom, I get roped into fixing garbage for one of Kevin's buddies. Here was the beginning of it there. The thrust bearing collapsed on it, as you can see. So anyways, kingpins are all done now. They just need the cinch bolts tight, new grease fittings put in. And yeah, I'll just go through the process how I normally do a set of kingpins. Like this is, I think it was a 64, something like that. 64 Ford or Mercury, half ton or 3/4 ton. I honestly don't know. But anyways, you can watch the video and hope you like it. Okay, this will be something a little bit different today. It shouldn't be too long of a video, but it's front axle. It'll be, I guess, 61 to 64 Ford, in around there, off a half ton. Needs new kingpins. This one, you can see, is very bad. I'm a little concerned about the gap there. I don't know if it's pounding to the bearing or not, because it should be more like that. They're generally in the kits. I haven't even looked. I think there's usually a 10, sometimes 20,000 shim washer in there. Hopefully we can get away with putting that in. Relatively easy taking apart the Ford ones. They're all 13/16 all the way up from 28 to 80. Maybe 81 in Canada, I can't remember. But yeah, you just take the cinch bolt out. It'll kind of be a tapered wedge, I'll show you. And get those two out, pop them out, and hopefully the pins will drive out. We will find out. I was actually surprised. I just put the ratchet on there. I was going to get an impact. I'm like, I'll just try it. And it actually came off very easily. Most of the time, these ones you fight with. So I got to take a look in the kit to see if they come with new ones. I know I think it's a Moog kit, so generally they do. Because years ago we used to do dozens of these things. I have just a little deal that threads on there and pound it out. Because once you break the taper, he usually comes off not bad. Let's see if I can make a liar of myself. Oh, of course, now I do it. Still not that tight. But yeah, so I'll go get the kit. See if it comes with new wedges or not, because everything today, let's get a little bit tighter. Try to cheap out and give you less and less parts. So, but I haven't even looked. I'm assuming they're bronze bushings, because you get to the semis now, they got the plastic ones, the bronze. Sometimes those are the ones like sardine cans. Obviously that's not going to be for a half ton, but I'll go see what we got in the kit. Okay, here's what I was talking about here. Hopefully the camera kind of pick it up. It is a wedge or a taper. And you just suck it in tight. Come on, camera. Hopefully you can kind of pick it up there. And you just hit them in and draw them up tight, and it keeps it tight and never falls out. Anyone cares to know, there's a Moog 8455B. There's the shim washers I was talking about. There's your kingpins, new thrust. And there's your bushings that have to be reamed and or honed after we get it pressed in. This particular one I'm just going to ream. For doing one or doing a pair, I'm usually too lazy to set the hone up, because if it's done another job to set it up to do one, if I was going to do several, I'd probably set the hone up, but I'm getting lazier. So just one. It's usually, generally speaking, Moogs are pretty good. We've ran into issues with these over the years. Sometimes there's never enough material. We were doing some for a little Volkswagen dune buggy. There was like a 30-second to come off, so you never know. But yeah, usually Moog stuff's pretty good. Whereas this one actually made in, oh, see? It still says made in the USA, if you want to believe it. I probably should have set a tripod up to show, but actually this one was a little bit tight to drive out. That one was only a couple of taps. What it actually is the wedge. You can see the flat there, locks in on that flat there. As you drive the taper in, locks it, you pull it tight, nothing moves, kingpin stays tight. Now, I think Ford didn't do it very long, at least ones I've ever seen. This is actually an O-ring up top here. That's what that groove's for. There's 4 O-rings in your kit. I guess that the idea is to keep moisture and junk and crud out. You can see O-rings gone on there. On the bottom, they're both gone. The top, they're still kind of half-assed there. Also, in case somebody wonders, how I always do stuff is I always paint it. If the gentleman's going to clean this up, then he can get rid of the paint in that. I see he's already got a red dot on there where he's got the, for his backing plates. So well, that's why you can always kind of tell my stuff, always paint it, because if I don't get back to this for a couple weeks and I forget, then you know, it's a case just to putting it there. So yeah, so we'll see how well the kingpins come out. Now sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. Sometimes we got to press them out on the big trucks. Sometimes, you know, 25, 30, 40, 50 ton on the big semis. These ones usually aren't as bad. We will see shortly. I'll be back. Well, I'm hoping the good news is she's cracked like that badly, and I checked it against the original one, or no, sorry, the new one, and it's the other one's considerably higher because that's obviously pounded in and broke. So worst comes to worst, we put a shim in, There's what's left of the O-ring. The kingpin itself doesn't look that bad. I mean, if you're absolutely super cheap, you probably could get away with that. You'd be surprised what people used to do. But yes, that spindle. We'll have to get everything kind of cleaned up a little bit. She's definitely worn in there a bit. So we'll have to see, like some of that's grease, but some of that is wear. But like I said, we do have a shim we can throw in there, so we'll have to get everything cleaned up and then see what it's going to be like. What I might even do is, before I get too carried away here, just clean everything. Sorry about that. Get everything cleaned out. Just do a dry fit with the old kingpin, and just to kind of see what we have for, we'll say, up and down clearance. Now there was a shim under this side. Like I said, the best I could tell on that side, unless it was thoroughly destroyed, I believe it's destroyed, you have something left. There was no shim on this side. So like I said, we'll get everything cleaned out before I knock the bushings out, and we'll try to see if that spindle will be okay, or if we have to get another one. But yeah, the kingpins didn't come out too bad. They drove not too bad. It could have been done on the truck. Sometimes you just never get them apart, but this could have been done on the truck. It's a bit of a bitch, but yeah, it could have been done. But yeah, we'll get everything kind of cleaned up here and see where we're at, and then see if we can salvage that spindle, or if he needs a new spindle, and knock the bushings out, get it reamed, and ready for back in service. We're back on, I think it's a 64 Ford or Mercury front axle. Just making just a driver just to knock it out. Found a piece of just a scratch. This is actually stainless. Found a piece of cut off here, so I'll turn this down. I stand corrected. I thought these kingpins are 13/16. They're not. It's a slightly oddball size bigger. It's between 7/8 and 13/16. But anyways, I'll make a driver here, and then we'll get the old bushings out, and Kevin's just cleaning up the spindles. I didn't even measure this yet. I guess I should here in a second. It's just starting to go. So. 1/10.
You know what I was just thinking? Since this really doesn't matter, it's not too proper or precise, should have got Casey to start using the lathe.
He's used them before at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just sitting there.
Then get your feed handle. But yeah, we'll go get these old ones knocked out.
He can't do any worse than Chris when he's using the lathe here.
Chris was making parts for in a switching station.
He forgot to and he ran the thing into the truck.
Yes, he did. It wasn't good that day. Anyways, we're gonna start getting these pounded out.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to measure the... This is 19.5.
It won't be 19.5, but remember, it's not 100% round either. It'll get round when you put it in there, or round-ish. I gotta grab a hammer, pull these guys out. Are you filming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because Casey looked like he's actually doing something.
So I'll grab a hammer, we'll pound those out.
31.
Well, we'll see how tight these are. They're usually not too bad. What I did here, I turned this down. I just guessed on the OD here. I'll have to go a little bit more.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, she's too tight. I'll just pop it out, then take 10 thou off, and then it'll come out. But they're usually not in there overly tight. See, you shouldn't be filming this stuff, but I frankly don't care.
Alright.
Okay. I knocked one out. I had that just a little too tight, so that's good. Like I said, they don't. Always keep in mind your orientation. There you go, just like that. When you put them in, there's your grease steel. That has to line up on the side of your grease nipple. Keep that in mind. As long as they go in between, you're not dealing with O-rings or nothing. So the bigger trucks now with O-rings, a little bit more. We'll give those bores just a quick cleaning, and then we'll pound the bushings in, and then we'll get the reaming. The only thing that worries me is this one here has a little bit of wear, but I'm hoping the shim will take that up. So we'll get Kevin to clean these up, and then Like I said, we'll see how many hits it takes.
Case, you gonna take those for scrap?
I will. It was 15 for the first one. And I wasn't counting the second one.
Yeah. No. You're just like the rest of us. You start off good, then you're like, ah, good.
I wiped it down with one of them, right?
If anybody's watching us, he's using the machine ways as a bench on a boring mill. You can take a full if you want. It is an old Lucas boring mill. If anyone cares, you know it's a 52. Sorry, 54 2B120. It means, I think I'm going from memory. You have the table's 120 feet, 120 inches wide by 54, and then I forget the vertical traveling is about 6.
And he's using it for a workbench.
It's a decent boring mill. He's getting old, but it's actually still relatively accurate. There we go, we'll put some bushings in. Alright, we'll drive the second one in here. Just remember your triangle, you're gonna line up with your grease. Grease nipple there. You look there. Over there. Like I said, I got somewhere if I look. I got sets of these guys with stoppers and that on them, but I hardly do kingpins anymore. Are you gonna measure it there? How much you got a remote? I was telling Corey off camera here. Over all the years, I forget who made the set. The bushings were wrong. I don't know if someone had done some shenanigans, but the kingpin actually fell through before we reamed it, and it was like, whoops.
19 and a half.
19 and a half mil.
I'll take your word on it. Look at you go.
So anyway, so yeah, you just line up. I don't know, Corey, till you get that, but there's a groove down in here. Lines up so your grease goes through.
If not, bad things will happen.
Oh, exactly. Kind of defeats the purpose, don't it?
Yep.
So we'll get the other one pounded in, then we'll set up, we'll ream. And then, some guys put grease in. For these ones, they're not that tight. I just put them in dry. Some of the bigger trucks, I might put grease in for really tight.
Hi, Glenn. Captain Kevin here.
Probably not even watching this.
Oh yeah, he will.
See, if someone does care to know though, this does say made in the USA, so I don't know if it still is or not, but it says on it. The bushings, usually they say where they're made, but they might be made in the USA. All the way down. That one should be the one. I gotta get a couple of wrenches. Oh, Casey, you wanna go to the... Oh, I'll go grab it, 'cause I gotta grab the tap wrench. I left it in the car, didn't I? Is it in the back seat or the front seat? If you want to grab that, I'll grab a wrench for this. 20 mil. I'll be back. You filming?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just doing the initial pass here. Make them half-ass round. You always have your line and bushment. Always turn one way. I always do them bronze here. Right? Always use this guy. What we'll do. Usually I make stuff, but I'm pretty lazy today.
You're lazy. I don't feel like doing anything.
Oh, I don't feel like I said, oh, we got lots to come off. I might even have grab a telescopic gauge to see how much we got to come out, but.
How bad is it?
Well, there's a fair amount to come out. You can see the bones coming out of it, folks. So what we got to do, Casey's going to turn the camera off, and I'm going to have her flip them over and we'll go back and forth.
All right.
Okay, my pin's 859. I just took a quick cleanup pass and I'm right on 850. I checked 2 holes and they're both the same, so I got, you know, almost 10 thou to come out. So I'll probably do, I usually do 2-3 thou at a time, so this shouldn't take too long. I guess I need an adjustable wrench to move that.
I'll get those anyway, but I'd order my good new ones. Just don't worry about it. I was gonna say, we just had a heated discussion about
Oh, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
You don't want to give any spoilers because someone hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the ending yet, but I'll watch it soon.
That makes two of us. One of the guys I used to work with here, Mar, was big into Yellowstone.
Oh no. Well, there's nothing left in the nose piece, so it's digging in the nose. I'm getting new ones in the new year. I've been wearing my good carrots together. Yeah, also, okay, I was talking to Casey about yesterday. He doesn't know. Yeah,
My nose pieces fell out when I was up in Thompson. I haven't bothered to change them.
no, I'm getting new glasses on New Year's. In the New Year, I guess I'll get glasses. Oh, I will. Oh, I will. Like I said, I've been wearing my good ones, like going up.
Alright, so we're just doing this.
We'll be doing this. Flip, flip, flip. We'll bring you back at the end.
Alright.
Okay, so that was 3 more passes, I think, each. So I just telescopic gauge it. And I'm just at about just the right 590, so a little bit looser than that. But like I said, this is where you come down to fits on how you do it, whether you hone it or whether you ream it. My opinion, honing is better, but for one, I'm not going to set up, and this is honestly the size. I don't even know if I have a hone to do this one. So hopefully this will be the last cut, and probably one more, just a little touch-up cut. Probably do one more little, just a hair more, so I can just start to get it in. Yeah, I'll do one more little bit.
One second, just.
Yeah, I'll do just a hair more. Like I said, you could mic across these. I really never bothered to. Like I said, a lot of the import ones don't leave anywhere near this amount of material. Most of them just leave just enough. A lot of them now don't even clean up 100% when you ream them. But these, I guess, maybe because they're moved, they're still made in the USA, maybe they leave a little bit more. What's your prediction here, Casey?
Yeah, you shouldn't.
That's perfect right there. You feel that I can just push it down? I like it. So we will tap that out. And we'll do that, and away we go. And this is where you get the power steering and manual steering. Power steering, you can usually make them a smidgen tighter. Manual steering, a lot of guys like them a little smidgen looser because it's easy. But anyways.
Actually, don't, because you get.
I'm sweating like a large person. Filming?
Yeah.
Oh, sweating like a large person here, folks. I should have took my hoodie off. Because sweat's running down my eyes. Anyways. There you go. Just a nice push. Not falling through its own weight. That's good. So next is to clean them up, see if the shims are okay. We put it back there. Like I said, these ones actually have an O-ring that goes on top that kind of seals junk and crud out. So we will see how she goes. We'll put her together. Also, does he have new grease fittings or no? No, they don't come in the kit. If not, I'll throw some new grease fittings in just that way. Everything's good, and it's up to him to grease it. But
Grease is cheap.
Grease is cheap.
Well, as cheap as Chris.
Well, Chris is very cheap. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll show the assembly here in a minute. Oh yeah, we put the kingpin in. I'm happy with this. The only issue is, and I just noticed, I put the cart before the horse here because the kingpin, I put it upside down because I don't think the slot is in the middle. So anyways, I just got to pull the kingpin back out and do that. But this one was like this beautiful. I don't even need a shim, and there's no lateral movement whatsoever. So I'm very happy with that. There's some oil in here right now, so it moves nice and free. So I said there's just absolutely no movement in that whatsoever, so that will make a good kingpin. So we'll do the other side, see what we get.
And on a side note, Taco Bell today. Dynamite.
Good thing you people don't have smell-o-vision here, that's all I'm gonna say. Taco Bell and the word good usually never goes in the same sentence.
Creme de la creme meal. Friends let friends eat at Taco Bell.
Terrible.
Terribly
Anyway,
good.
we'll put the other side in and then we'll get back. Just it also, if anyone cares more before I get, what there is, there's heavy O-rings that go in here that kind of act as a seal, I guess. I've never been a huge fan of them, but that's what we'll go in these two grooves here because there's no caps, no nothing. Like bigger trucks have threaded caps or other ways of holding it, but they just use O-rings, which I think is kind of a ghetto idea. And yes, I should change my glove hood. I'm just too lazy. But yeah, so we'll get the other side done. We'll see. Hopefully we're okay on lateral movement there, so I like that. Okay, the second one's good. We do not need a shim. We're good. Actually cleaning up, it was actually in decent shape. I got the cinch bolt in just loose right now. I got to tighten it up. If anybody's wearing these O-rings here, what I normally do is I'll coat the one side because the other side you don't care about. Help it go over a bit. I get my hand on it. Put it over, and that's it. Wipe the grease. I was a little bit of grease on there so it's not dry. Because it will attract. I know someone's going to say it'll attract, but it attracts on the top. We don't care about the top. And that's it. Like I said, I'm going to change the grease fittings out. I got to set it home there. And like I said, that's basic Kingpin's done in a nutshell. That way it's nice. A little bit of forcer. And that'll probably outlast the life of the truck, quite honestly, for the guy. I think he just wants to just kind of, not as a back road beater, but next thing to it, so. But yeah, so that'd probably be a wrap of it there, I guess. What do you say there, Casey?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Good enough. And this gets to be, like we said, like, you know, some people,
It's
Kingpins get to be a very personal preference on it. And I mean, you know, I have my opinions on it as everybody else does, but
Casey's like, time to wrap it up. We got video games to play. Yeah. I got Minecraft.
nah.
wait, oh, just
We're
on
going to wait. What?
Are you going to see the Minecraft movie? That's horrible.
They redid the trailer.
They did. I saw a trailer like 2 weeks ago. It was
No, they
horrible.
redid it.
Okay,
Redid it. It's
it
a
was
new. They
horrible.
released it a few days ago. The new trailer.
Oh yeah.
You have to. Yeah.
Any hoodly doodly, we should probably wrap that up. I'll say like, link, and subscribe. This is a different video sometimes than we normally do, but
Like, share, subscribe.
there you go.
Yes.
You'll see other junky videos.
These are his friends.
Bye for now. Oh, hi Glenn. Bye for now. We were by you in Cool Springs, Pennsylvania. How far are you from Cool Springs, Pennsylvania? And on that note,
Just unsubscribe by now. Are you gonna flip this one later?